Hey, good evening, Warband. Welcome back to the Warband Exiles stream. We've got Sergeant Grinch, Sotnar, for no reason. I can't pronounce Russian. And Octodese, Sergeant Grinch. Welcome, welcome. Now, see what we've got while the server loads up and hope that nothing too tragic has happened since I last popped in. Hey, just some random guy. Welcome. So hope you're all doing well on this fine evening. Uh, Honestly, feels like autumn's starting to kick in where I am, so hope you all staying warm and hope you all stay safe for tomorrow, because things might get interesting. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, mention it in chat. I'm not really sure how much I'm allowed to say on YouTube. Oh, good. Everything's still here. In the interest of luring Chronic onto this server, I've turned the harvest rates up, so material gathering, way up. The downside, of course, is that, well, there really is no downside. Everything's just 10 times faster. Yeah, Hanok, you ever thought you'd live to see a holy war be declared? Because that's apparently happening tomorrow. Now, we've got a couple things to work through. But essentially, what I aim to take care of this time around is we've got to do some training, because I managed to find one of the best thralls in the entire game, or at least she was. Delincia Snowhunter. Quite powerful and usually kills anyone that I try to bring along with me. So we're going to take her on an epic journey of our own and try to bring her up to, well, I'm going to try to get her stronger. I'm pretty sure I've got a whole bunch of food kicking around in one of these. Chaos? Yeah, this is a PC version of Conan Exiles. Follow us. Give Delencia some gruel. All day random guy? Jeez. I mean, I guess it's kind of that time of year. So, I don't know how long it's been since you guys got a good view of the tower, but we've made some upgrades. I tried to have a treasure room high off the ground, but that made it so that they couldn't find a way to it, so I had to lower it into more of the central structure. So we've got an outer wall started. Expanded the base of the tower. So we've got a fairly sizable footprint to work with. In. Need to make some adjustments for this elevation here. Building and adjusting this is just a massive undertaking in itself. And I don't know how much y'all would like to just see me do a mining and construction and smelting montage. So we're gonna go and we're gonna go hunt for a little while. Last time he was building the base, you're gonna have to be a bit more specific. I've been building this base more or less both on and off stream. So I kind of haven't stopped building the base. It just keeps getting bigger and more elaborate, but it's never really in a state of completion. This is a good chunk of the treasure hoard. It's not really sizable, I'd say. Can't even pull a level 10 purge yet, but it's fairly high up, and you can see kind of the rough outline of where we're going. What I'd ultimately like to do is to be able to connect to that bridge system over there and be higher than these structures here. But, well, it's an expensive endeavor, and since I intended for this to be the treasure hoard, I made everything here, well, out of glass so that you could theoretically see through it, but in practicality, it's not really that visible. There's just too much crap on the windows. Great jump, it doesn't look that high up, you'll make it. Well, I mean, I definitely can't go all the way to the bottom, but place that I could realistically jump. Fortunately, even if a surface is perfectly smooth, you can always just shove your fingernails in and scrape your way to the bottom. There is quite a bit, and I'm also working on putting an interior dungeon. So, bottom base is not just for expansion purposes, there's also actually going to be some practical purpose. But for now, we need to head out and do a bit of rare item hunting. So we're gonna head to the unnamed city first. Thanks to a generous donation from Nil, who is on the server occasionally, I've got a whole bunch of fragments of power, which I can use to trade for some rare recipes in here. And with the new Age of War update, you don't have to worry about getting copies of your old stuff. So we're going to just pop in here, grab everything that we don't have. Dead leg, bindings of the dead, the table leg, fast elevators, battle spatula, throne of Skelos, venom infused pike, whirlwind blades, and that's the last. Those, and apparently I quaffed a bunch of breathing potions.
Do not be afraid, bonded one. I am just a shadow, a whisper of what once was. Before the fall, when this kingdom raised knighted pillars of black stone to the sky, I was called the Archivist.
Yeah, that guy, he can tell you where all the rare items are, or at least give you hints to them, so that you can go out, hunt them all down, and eventually complete the end game. I've long since memorized where all those things are, so not super necessary. Oh, where's the camel refugee camp? Remember where the heck I can get camels. Have I played 7 Days to Die? I have not played 7 Days to Die. It looks kind of neat. Nor have I played The Forest. Again, look kind of neat, but I've only got room in my life for so many. 1 second. I got room in my life for so many survival games. And right now, Conan's still top of the pack for that.
You picked the wrong fight.
Come on. Asks.
Taste death. Die.
30mm recoilless rifle's better than a sword. You're probably not wrong about that. Let's see. What challenges do we have? Oh, summon an avatar. Oh yeah, that's something I'm going to be doing. Salamanders, crystals, trees, humans. Let's reroll this. Gorillas, explosive, obsidian, goop, corpses. Nah, let's try that again. Ooh, defeat a dragon. That's doable. Sunder a rock nose. Doable. Hard to do it without killing the bloody thing, but doable. Mountain goats, sure. Religious, and visit Mekmosi's Spire. Okay. Battle pass. We are not even 20% through the battle pass. And alright, well, there's some interesting stuff in the shop at least. But nothing I super need right now. Meantime, yeah, let's go dragon hunting. Yeah, like 7 Days to Die I'd probably enjoy, but I've had the most hours into Conan. I used to be really hardcore into the public. Yeah, like the, not public, yeah, the official server scene. So I just racked up a ton of hours in Conan, and the main thing that sets Conan apart from all those other games is this. You can climb. The ability to climb just made everything. It changed everything. More so than dinosaur taming or zombie hordes. What really mattered to me is the ability to vertically traverse terrain, which apparently wasn't even in the earliest parts of the game, and you can definitely tell that largely the map was designed to be able to get around everywhere 100% on foot.
You picked the wrong fight.
Also easy to tell that horses were kind of a later addition to the map, because like basically nowhere in the Exile lands is particularly well suited to horses, but Sipta has these massive wide open plains that are perfect for horseback riding. Belts. Hey, yeet. Kingdom of Amalek? Never played that. I've just kind of seen it around. Aesthetic looked kind of neat, but the problem is, like, there's so many fantasy games. You really got to do something special to stand out, like, in the fantasy game market. It's like, what sets one medieval fantasy game from another one? Like, Dark Souls, at the very least, has its own sort of aesthetic, as does Elden Ring. But even then, if you didn't know who created it, and you didn't have some idea to, like, the tone of the game, it'd probably feel very different. Brick from that one. DLC has tons of flat lands. Yeah, if you mean Iowa, Sipta for Conan. Oh yeah. So I was on official Sipta servers for a while, so became pretty familiar with the maps. Up. It's good. She hit level 7. I just got to give her a love tap. There we go. Alright, so for those of you not familiar with how the follower growth chants, every follower has certain attributes. Strength determines strength-based weapons, agility-based weapons, vitality, their health, and grit, bonus armor. Now, what they all generate with is the base stats, but also a growth chance percentage, which is random. So what this means is on every level up, this is the percentage chance they have in order to gain 1 point into that. If it goes above 100, they actually have the possibility of gaining 2 levels in that. Kingdoms of Amalur did do something special? Well, I don't know. I guess just never crossed my field of vision. Maybe it was good. Now, every thrall has different foods. Like the humans all have their own standard stuff that they like, but essentially every thrall has 10 food items that they like. So humans, this is the standard human palette. And one of those is gruel. Now, gruel is specifically useful because when they consume it to heal some damage, they get plus 14 growth chance to strength. So, normally everyone's going to train their followers, well, the human followers, on a steady diet of gruel because strength with melee weapons is one of the strongest methods for growth. Whereas if I was to train archers and I wanted to boost the agility, I'd instead feed them cooked fish to maximize their growth chance for agility. That has, yeah, honestly, DBZ training art, Chaz, like, I don't know about Fighter Z, but I was actually thinking it'd be fun to, like, download and replay Budokai Tenkaichi, because honestly, Budokai Tenkaichi 2, huge, I wouldn't say childhood, but like teenagehood. I played the crap out of that with my younger brother, so while I probably wouldn't be able to do anything proper with Fighter Z, I actually might be able to do something in Budokai Tenkaichi. Dragon dealt with. Lions, they're always a pain in the ass to find. But we are going to be heading to a place where there are lions, so we won't worry too much about that. So I got to be careful about harvesting their stuff. I have my harvest rate turned up to 10 times, so even just that one dragon gave me over 300 dragon bone. Aging Blast 2? Not familiar with that one. Like, my main thing is the Dragon Ball games that I was the most interested in were the 3D ones. Those were the fights that felt the closest to the actual anime series. The 2D ones, like, I'll admit, they're super technical, and I'd love to make a 2D fighting game. Probably more Mortal Kombat style than Budokai or Marvel vs. Capcom. But the 3D ones, like if I wanted to be like, hey, I want to play a fight from the anime, the 3D ones just felt the most immersive, for lack of a better word. Okay, we've got the Red Mother here, but I am not built for that kind of combat, and Valencia is not in the greatest position. Could I take her? I mean, I do have Serpent Man daggers. You know, let's try it. Let's try to defeat the Red Mother. I mean, she's been defeated under worse circumstances than this. kind of bugs me that the fire doesn't give off a lighting effect, but I guess that's a particle limitation. We're definitely using the one-handed and a torch just because, well, it's hard to bloody see what's going on. Oh, and another dragon decided to... Is that a red dragon or a... Wait, what the heck? Is that a green dragon? What the heck's a tiny green dragon doing? Or is that a red dragon and the lighting's just weird? Alright, got that one anyway. Delencia is actually doing extremely well against the Red Mother. I mean, she could probably solo it. I don't really want to take that risk because she's incredibly difficult to capture even if you do find her. There we go. Got her. Alright, so let's see. That gets us some radium gems, layered silk, fragment power, grandmaster open pair kit, the reach of the Red Mother bow, collection of brimstone, and if we hack up our corpse with the star metal pick, volatile glands, demon blood, brimstone, and her head. What are we doing weight-wise here? Okay, we don't... Why did I load you up with black ice? Really don't need that many dragon bones. We don't need that much dragon horn either. Demon blood's always good to have. We don't need that much exotic flesh. Dragon bones, but that basically fills up our inventory. We got a bunch of food. New Dragon Ball thing coming? Autumn 2024. Well, that's not for another year, so. At least it's not a patch. Oh, God. I mean, if you try facing it at level 1, it's like a bad dragon. And those of you who know, and those of you who don't know, be thankful you don't know. Dragon Ball Diamond. Like I can just kind of turn Delencia loose, and she'll go ham and just wipe out a horde of skeletons, no problem. Flash. Arrow flash. So we're all the way out here. Now my map is full of icons. What I want to do is get here, out to Swagger Rock. Actually put the horse to use. Come on. Apparently it doesn't like me trying to get on the horse while on stairs. How dare you slay Dragosi? Is my job not to just slay Dragosi, though? Could just travel around here and just keep beating up skeletons for fun and profit. We could also murder an entire town. I don't know if Delencia could actually take on all of Seprimera, but it'd be a neat experiment.
take you!
Here, Delencia, can you beat him up? A Rainbow Brigade was in the game.
Die!
Well, that's the thing. Like, Chronic could probably have a field day on the public servers. The problem is, if you're going to really go hard on the public servers and troll people, you got to dedicate a lot of time. Like, this is just how strong Delencia is, because every thrall that comes in, they also have a hidden stat that boosts their melee and their range damage beyond their baseline stats. And I'm pretty sure that Delencia's is one of the highest. She's actually been extremely nerfed. Like, way back in the day, like, her and the Sumerian Berserker, like, they were 100% the best thralls in the game. If you managed to stockpile Sumerian Berserkers and Delencia Snow Hunters, yeah, it was incredibly hard to take you out with any legitimate means, especially if you gave them gas masks, because, well, if you ran into some exposed thralls that were vulnerable to poison gas, very easy to kill them with that.
You picked the wrong fight!
11 plant, don't really need that. Crimson Lotus, sure, I'll take some Crimson Lotus. Murder them for fun? Oh no, I don't murder them for fun. I murder them for profit. Heard you can make a hermaphrodite? That's not that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure that there's no body type 1, body type 2. It's still male and female. And you either get a schlong slider or a booba slider. You don't get both. So, yeah, I don't know where you heard that, but unless that is a super recent addition, no. No, you cannot make someone who has both the booba and the schlong. Here, I've got an auxiliary base right by the silver mine, you know, in case I need to mine a crap ton of silver, which I do often. Now that I think about it, I actually have the opportunity to make a bed up here. And I haven't made a bed basically since the first bedroll I plunked down. So surely I have enough material to make a bed. Freaking security here is super lax, man. Did a scorpion just bury into the ground inside my base? Oh, hey, level up. Nice. Destruction hammer out, and I seriously not have plant fiber anywhere around here. Plant fiber, surprisingly, I mean, it's not like it's hard to come by. Definitely the kind of thing that if you don't think about it, it's easy to just not have on hand. Oh, hey, forgot that one of you would be here. Like, isn't sundering a rock nose on my list of things to do? Yes, it is. Okay. Have to leave Delencia behind and grab and craft myself a little stone whack-a-mole. Stone smacker, there we go. Well, I need rocks and clubs. Okay. That. config menu for a second there. Really that hard to find some grass? All I'm trying to do is touch grass here. Why are you making it so hard to touch grass? There we go. There. Touch some grass. Oh yeah, I upped the crafting speed just to save time on stuff, so default gameplay, not quite this speedy. Ooh, I will, there. Beat lion, sunder a rock nose, beat up mountain goats. Alright. Bunch of branches, bunch of wood. Now let's actually craft some stuff. Check. And I make a bed. Yes. Not a very nice bed. I thought I'd unlocked a lot of beds, but maybe I need to use a crafting station for those. Either way, I just need something serviceable for a little bit. Figure if I'm going to try to annihilate the local town, I should at the very least have a respawn point handy. First of all, we're going to sunder the rock nose. We'll just have Delincia stay right here. Drop off a bunch of these supplies. Wood, sure. More wood, sure. Hide, yeah. Oh, I hear the sound of someone else walking around. Oh, okay. There is, because there is someone else walking around. Really bad time. There is the major. Wonder if they took the transportory stone. Not a very good idea to take a transportory stone if you don't know where it goes. Hey, Nil. Yeah. Sorry. Delincia is temperamental. There. Let's go sunder a rock nose real quick. There is not maple syrup. There is tree resin. Okay, rock nose sundered. What telleth sorrow? Looks like the Dovahkiin. That is the Silent Legion armor that's got this particular look. It's definitely some of the better armor in the game, though. Not the absolute best, but getting the best armor in the game requires farming a dungeon that has some very difficult enemies, especially if I tried tackling them in a non-combat spec build. But we are going to just test both my skill and Delincia's skills by attempting to kill our way through this entire town and maybe even pick up a bunch of treasure in the process. Relic hunters drop. Yeah. God, Delencia, I can't take you anywhere, can I? Oh well, 1 down, 10 million to go. Are there katana in this game? Yes. Yes, there are katana in this game.
Taste death. Curse you.
And the katana set, it's actually katanas are pretty good. They're not the best weapons, but they're very good weapons. Hey, there's people that you do want to make friends with, but these people, not really friendship material. Fossilized bone. Oh, hello, treasure. Take some of that. Sure, we'll take some spicy bread. Our way through town.
Curse you.
Like if we wanted to go and if we wanted to go and find a place to make a bunch of friends, I'd go to the volcano. Volcano thralls tend to have a crap ton of health and be pretty high up on the power curve. Plus, I also have a dedicated Wheel of Friendship up there. Silent Legion, the main character killed. I mean, you're probably not wrong. Let's see here.
Halt!
Oh,
In the name of Set.
hold on. All right, Delencia. Regroup. Yeah, no, come on. Keep coming, Delencia. Yeah. We gotta hold up and regroup because that person's someone that I might actually want. A named smelter. That's actually someone worth taking home with us. What I'm going to do, Delencia, is I'm going to give you the truncheon. And I'm going to worry about who take out, and then you can go around and knock everybody else to the ground to make friends. Where you're going to capture your private... Well... I don't know. I guess we'll have to go take some sample dancers from every faction. Come on.
Gods take you.
Yeah, and then see the focus.
Like the Cobra Exile, my bite is death. Curse you.
No, that's not the one I want you to take out.
I will cut your heart out. Set will die. Cunning.
Jeez. Come on, knock her out.
You picked the wrong fight. I will cut your heart out.
Go. You along with us. Let's give you the predatory blade. I do quite well with the predatory blade. Here, I'll come to war paint. This salted meat. take you out, but they made it so you can't take out people who are knocked out anymore. Oh boy. Actually didn't realize how close I was to kicking it here. Alright, runestone, nice. Always worth picking up the little treasures to add to the treasure board. Every little bit helps. Peace, some salted pork. Where's the concubine? Well, what, do you think Delencia Snowhunter is just a battle line tank? Like, here. I mean, can tomboy with braids. Is that not at least somewhat decent for a concubine? Although perhaps it needs to be a dancer to have the purest concubine essence. I can accept being picky about such things. Wait, who's... Oh, Nil's out here. Okay, yeah, Nil. Careful, Nil. I do not have a lot of control over Delencia. Yeah. And don't ever have your final words in life be woo! Second goriest game I've played in a while. So, right now, I don't feel like we're getting a lot of experience from this. So we are going to head to the nearby map room. We're going to head to the volcano, drop off this lead drinker girl. At least for the whole 5 seconds it'll take to tame her up. Hey, Muscular Alligator, welcome. Well, we're back on Conan Exiles on the Warband server. And we are working on training up Delencia Snowhunter. As part of our training arc for this episode. Treasure Hunter? Nice. But we managed to find this Tier 4 Smelter Thrall. So we're going to take him back to the volcano. Drop her inside the Wheel of Friendship. Make a new friend. Think like who, like what sub-faction would actually make the best concubines? Like, which is the best looking sub-faction? Yeah, I've really sped this up. Normally this would take 24 hours. Now it's going to take like 2.5 minutes. Drop a couple things in here. Did not take long at all. We're in the horses inventory for the moment. Bring him to the volcano god. Well, the thing is, the volcano god would probably be the last of the Serpent Men. Oh, we could do the Serpent Man dungeon. I haven't done the Serpent Men in a long time. There's probably a bunch of good stuff down there too. Managed to stockpile quite a few useful things in here. So let's story as best we can. Eventually we'll drop off everything not of use. Items, we don't need those things. We don't need axe, serpent man, sword. We'll probably be getting a lot of these items. Beat forgotten clan members. That's definitely something to do. Corpse using a religious tool. That's doable. Visit the spire. Bit out of the way. Defeat lions. Let's bring us to the volcano god. All right. Let's go and do let's do the volcano dungeon. Actually, oh geez, do I have any steel? This could be a very rare opportunity to actually get some obsidian bars. Steel on hand, come on. Bars. I know I have some steel fire kicking around, so I can grab some iron stone. Got some obsidian for the road. I'd actually forgotten that we don't have any obsidian bars on us, but we definitely could use some. Obsidian, like it's basically the one tier up from star metal. I mean, it's not crazy important. Dismantle the steel bars? Sure, dismantle it. Only take it a minute. Steel, more iron. Fire, yeah. Yeah, so obsidian, it can't create the pickaxe, so you can only make specialized tools with it. But the tools that it does make, such as obsidian hatchets and obsidian swords, they're useful because they have a slightly higher harvesting rate. Now, our harvesting rate right now is 10 times the normal harvesting rate. So it's good to have on public servers. On this server, it's just more of a flex. Can I make your skin green? No, you cannot by default make your skin green. And the only mods I found that allowed for green skin was some alternative fantasy race thing, which honestly looked ugly as sin. It's much easier to create zombies in this game than it is to create a green skin. Unfortunate, but they are not accommodating to green skins. $5K steel lying around. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not so much that I don't have steel laying around. It's just all of it is in steel reinforcements. Like, it's just raw steel bars that I don't really keep lying around, but mostly because I never really need steel bars unless I'm making hardened steel. And hardened steel is only particularly useful. Hardened steel is really just useful for hordes. More than enough obsidian. Hardened steel I need to make like certain repair kits and some particular rare items. Most of the time it's just steel reinforcements. Guys up. out. A tooth necklace and a little treasure for the road. Treasures. You got potions. That's good enough. Stygian rock nose. Down we go.
They're coming.
Dorian fighter and Sumerian archer. Dragon bone. Steak and eggs. Take the dragon bone bow. Statue. Is that? Yep, that counts as a treasure. We'll take it. That's the thing. Like the closest thing they have to the green skins would probably be the serpent men. Purple lotus orb. Thank you. Serpent man statue. Painting. Yes, yes, yes. They take that determination more paint. Ugh. Tight. Very pretty map. Main thing you have to worry about in the volcano is temperature, but this Silent Legion armor mitigates most temperature effects, so it makes it far easier to survive. An interesting challenge, I think, would be to try to survive in the volcano without leaving the volcano. But the main obstacle would be plant fiber. So one reason that I'd like to go around and search for stuff is how to get plant fiber. So right now the only way I can think of is you need to be able to make a friend, then strip off their baseline equipment, and recycle that baseline equipment. There's like rocks or stuff flowing down here, so. Careful about lava. They've made it so much easier to get through lava though. It's just, oh yeah, there you are. Freaking flowing rocks. It used to be that if you touched lava, it was instant death. Nowadays, it's just, well, it's still pretty lethal, but it's definitely not as lethal. Here we are, entrance to the Well of Skeletons, the closest you get to the Volcano God dungeon. The enemies, of course, well, they are endgame enemies, so you really don't want to underestimate them. Serpent statue and a great sword. Mostly protest. Tried using stable diffusion days ago. Now I see AI. Now is only helping good artists. That's the thing. Like AI, just there's so much benefit to artists who know how to use it. I really think that a lot of it's just mediocre to bad artists concerned that they're going to lose out on a bunch of their cheap commissions. But quite honestly, most of them aren't really making enough of a profit with their crappy commissions. Because again, you got to consider your hourly rate. Like if you're an artist and you are doing $5 commissions, it better take you, let's be honest. So let's say that you want your hourly rate to be, say, $20 an hour. So if you as an artist work for $5 commissions, Your commissions better take you 5 minutes or less. No, sorry, 15 minutes or less. Yeah, this particular boss is basically just waiting for death. So we shall grant it to him after we deal with our own desires. What I want to do is try to find extra chests and see if there's any even slightly more consistent way. I forgot these guys were in here. I want to see if there's a way of getting plant fiber in here, because that could make a pure volcano experience actually viable. Artist is struggling to find a job, draw furry corn. That's the thing, it works. Furries have money and the will to use it. Like, they're willing to spend it. Because, like, I'll be honest. If you enjoy art as a hobby, if it is something you do in your downtime and you enjoy it, do not make it your job. Like, you will just have to make so many compromises, so many things that you don't want to do, so much stuff will become just a task. You will grow to hate it. It's like, Nil, you gotta stay away from Delencia. She does not do well with the whole differentiate friend from foe thing. Statue, some silk, some steel reinforcements, more water flasks. Alright, so yeah, let's see if we can get the forge operational. Oh boy, yeah, you gotta be really careful with these guys. Like, I've lost more than a couple thralls to these guys. Especially since they tend to stun lock like crazy. All that's left is, I think, this guy who, I don't know if he's got a name or whatever, but he's the certain Snake Man Master of the Forge. He's usually pretty tanky. Okay, good, we got it. Humming wraps. Up. There we go. Pure aloe extract. That's the good stuff. Now what we can do is we can go to the forge, and since I already beat the dungeon once, I unlock the recipe to turn steel bars and obsidian into composite obsidian. 100 composite obsidian should deal with it. Nil, you gotta stay away, man. Delencia is super aggro-y. Delencia, I will try to lower her aggro range that she's not as try to set her to guard me, and then hopefully she's a little less hostile. Yeah, no, like she's aggroed to you. You're gonna have to drop her aggro, no. Like you gotta go. I mean, you can try to play freaking hopscotch with her if you want, but good luck. Yeah, no, like becoming a pro gamer, pro YouTuber, pro artist. Like there's I forget the exact name of the book that really goes into it in particular. I'd have to dig it out, but like, terrible advice that we're given when we're younger is like follow your passions, chase your passions, like get a job in your get a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah, that's not how real life works. Really, what you want is a job that pays your bills, but more importantly, gives you the freedom to do what you want in your free time. Like, if you've got to hustle and grind 24/7, which, hey, artist jobs do require you to do that. It's a lot of hustle, it's a lot of grind, it's a lot of constantly making connections. It is it's your own business. You got to run your own social media. You got to constantly be looking for connections. You got to make friends and look for commissions, cold call people. Like, it's stressful. And here's the thing. If you are a mediocre artist, but you're good at making those kinds of connections and headhunting, you are going to find far more success in the artistic industry than someone who is an amazing artist but does not have the people skills or business mindset. That's just how it works. And if you're doing it every day as a job, you probably won't want it to become your hobby. You probably want to be doing something else, literally anything else, aside from looking at a computer screen or a pen and paper. And constantly trying to go like, oh yeah, you know, I need to push forward. I need to get better. Now, if you want to have a high level of artistic skill, like if you want to be a famous artist, like if you want to be known for your artwork, well, then yeah, getting a job as an artist is probably a good idea. Because that's one thing that, dang, so nihilistic. You've got all your little kids here and you're like, yeah, we're a dying race, so our children, either feed them or kill them. We honestly don't care. That's kind of tragic. Programming is good, but again, you kind of run into the question of like, is programming for a job? Oh boy. Programming for a job going to make coding for games tiresome and struggling. Now, if you're just like working on repairing databases all day, then yeah, probably not. That's the thing. Like, if you want to become extremely proficient in something, then yes, pursue it as a career. But if you enjoy something as a hobby and think, oh, I could make a career out of this, you're probably going to suffer. Like, you're probably just going to suffer, and if you do succeed in the career, you'll probably end up hating the hobby. Maybe some people have been able to make the exceptions to that, but I don't know. Just think that a lot of people are misguided and they end up hating the work that they once loved because they made it their professional job. Wraps. Grubs. And a statue. Or steak and eggs. Oh, hello. Bunch of composite obsidian from these guys, so to know for the future. If you need composite obsidian, it might be easier to just harvest it from the serpent men rather than risk the forge. Yeah, if you would. This god's oh mother god. Nah, it's more so it's more disillusioned father god. Okay, finally you leveled up. Get your first perk at level 10, so let's see if we can clear all the way to level 10. Clear the whole dungeon and get you to level 10 by the end of this. Actually, there's a memorial over here, if I remember correctly, so we'll pay that our visit. Oh yeah, and then here's results of inbreeding right here. Pop that into here.
Die!
Careful, Milk. You can aggro Delencia. Delencia does not do well with compromise. Serpent Man statue. Alrighty, so the main path's over there. Oh, what the? Oh wow. Party right here. They'll take care of that. Now this is actually a memorial. Here lies Thick, the human man warrior. With axe and skillet, he welcomed all to his symphony and feast. A steadfast father and a heartening force. He leapt chasms with unnatural confidence. He fell with more. That's a tribute to Thick 44, who's a longtime member of the Neebs Gaming YouTube channel. He died of cancer, I think a couple of years back. There's a couple tributes to Neebs Gaming in Conan Exiles. They're definitely one of the bigger content creators with it. And one of his most memorable moments was where he thought he could make this jump. He did not have the double jump perk like Nil does there, so yeah, he didn't make it. But it looks like Second there, I thought that there was a corpse there, but it looks just like some rocks. Congratulations, Neil. I'm sure Thick would be proud, but we got to take the long way around because I am not spec'd for double jump. Programming is probably good, stable work. Microbiology, yeah, I imagine that's. Not sure exactly how many options are here, and I was very disappointed with the biology job options in Canada. I'm sure there's better ones, but you're either going to be doing government work or private sector work. And private sector can pay better, but to be honest, you're probably just going to end up working for China, because the West is... Is that a grave? Holy crap, did they actually put a grave here? Get a shovel for this. Yeah, I guess I would, but... Oh, I was not expecting a grave. Oh, can I make the jump? I can't, but if you go into your agility tree and you max it out all the way to 20, there's the extended leap perk. So that allows you to double jump, and then the jump is doable. But I do not think the jump is possible without it. So in China getting buddy-buddy, well, China's trying to get buddy-buddy with everyone. It's just a matter of how much global control can they exert before their country collapses. Considering that there's a lot of international pressure to oust Xi Jinping right now, as though everything China does was Xi's fault and not the party as a whole. Well, we'll see how well all that goes. Getting nice. Silver is actually very important. Now, one slight thing to consider, and one of the importances of the volcano, I believe... Oh, nope, you get heat stroke if you're not wearing all your gear. All the gear, please. Pokey poke around. You two conspiring up here. Again, the main problem with the volcano is the heat. Like if you started off with some like ice in your inventory, or even some silver to buy ice, you could probably get a successful start in the volcano. But that would be the main thing. If you, say, started a fresh game and then teleported immediately to the volcano, I really don't think you could actually survive. I think you'd be hard-pressed to live long enough to, well, make it all the way to getting some silver and then using that to purchase ice from the vendor, or iced tea, really. Other thing that would cool you down would be flasks, which again we need to acquire. Possible to acquire, but it's always a matter of how do you acquire them. You have to acquire them by looting an enemy. Well, that means you have to kill somebody while naked and suffering from heat stroke at level 1 in the volcano. Don't think that's particularly easy to do. But say you managed to get that hurdle, like say you started off with like 100 silver coins or something, then I think it would be doable, just tedious. Round, swing, 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 slice, potion.
Curse you!
Two-handed overhand swing. Really devastating. Worked. Let's see. Passive regeneration, not useful. Fast healer, not useful. Robust, yeah, but again, if you're thinking about level 1 in the volcano,
You picked the wrong fight!
sausage. Someone making the volcano sounds like a day in Rio. I mean, PB just, yeah, not, I don't know if it's necessarily impossible, but certainly difficult. It'd be interesting to try, like, make a base, take a potion of bestial memory to reset all your attributes to 0, making you effectively level 1. See if you can survive long enough to secure a supply of silver and iced tea. My bet is that naked in the volcano at level 1, it's not happening. Endurance. Rules lose durability? Nah, I honestly don't think that there's anything, definitely not at level 1, that could help. Osfay!
Vusurnus ursianarurus arasur asasiasara. Tususiar iasunu ianar. Zurnus surus urasus riariar. Zurzinus urasas. Azurfurus. Ifa visil sasulasil. Ursasu si ashol.
So yeah, final boss fight is basically horde mode. Pretty sure this guy, though, is not usually part of the boss fight. We just kind of aggroed him from off to the side.
Gods take you!
Try to keep Delencia from killing you now. Just keep telling her to move wherever there's something worth taking out. Dang it, Nil.
Gods take you!
Done? Yeah, you're done. I will take your skeleton key, stutter wraps, composite obsidian, the shining trapezohedron, and some aloe extract. As for what this thing is, it looks like a D10. Treasured and placed in its curious box by the crinoid things of Antarctica, salvaged from their ruins by the serpent men of Volusia, Haunter of the Dark by H.P. Lovecraft. Volusia. But the Giant Kings. Yeah, basically, their main cause of their race's extinction, a lack of genetic diversity. They're inbreeding themselves to death. They're basically like, yep, well, we understand we're going to go extinct, so we're going to take everyone else with us. Yeah, I'll take some crystalline stuff. Witchfire powder. Steel fire. Crystalline legs. Hardened brick. Layered silk. Ebony silk. Flask, armor repair kit, Utamon, bond shield. You need skeleton keys to unlock those ones, but they give you legendary gear. Doable. And then get this, learn all the obsidian stuff, which we already knew. Water. Like, honestly, that might be a better way to try to get stuff early game, but I just don't think you can get ice. Like, here's the thing. So let's put a water-filled glass flask on the hotbar. Strip off all our armor real quick. Can we get below heat stroke? Not, we are cooking too thoroughly. Stop. Even with as much health as we had. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, no, I don't need the ice. It's more so a test for, like, can you survive in the volcano without it? Because here's the thing. So, like, if I strip off all my armor, but I pop 1 unit of ice, like, we can get down to very hot, entirely survivable. Not super comfortable, but absolutely doable. Okay, seriously, why does it keep going down to the bottom every single time? Okay, now if you don't have... take it since you, I guess, don't need it. Yeah, that's the key thing. You either need ice to make iced tea. Well, you either need iced tea to cool down, or you need, well, ice. Of course, in method of very good dungeon design, all you have to do is make the one jump back. Bit of a hard landing, but make it right up to the end. But we're not going to bother with these buggers at the forge again. They're just a royal pain in the butt, and I don't want to deal with them. Valencia, you made it to level 9. We're going to head back up to the surface and see if there's anyone worth knocking out. So far I've determined that it is incredibly difficult to attempt to get, what do you call it? Incredibly difficult to attempt to get plant fiber, and you probably can't survive in the volcano without at least some kind of handicap, either a base to pop your head into, or ice, or silver, or some combination of all of the above. Here, try to cross. Oh, you guys can cross this stuff now just fine? No, you can't, see? Y'all have a hard time crossing lava now, too. It hurts, don't it? Although, wait, no, yeah. It's lava if it's on the surface, i.e. exposed to the sky, which this qualifies as. It's magma if it's completely underground. Can you equip ice? You can put ice in the hotbar, and then you have to consume it on a somewhat regular basis. Weird. Feels like a glitch with the rendering when it comes to this particular section of the map. I'm amazed it's still a problem after all this time. I'm not playing on potato mode or anything either, so there's no reason why it should wait until I'm basically right next to it to render in. I'll probably be able to hit level 10 by doing a bit more of a massacre down here. Grit and agility, Warband. Ace. Sure, I'll take the grease orb. Three, Archer 3. They're not named, but they're pretty high tier. Serpent Man statue. That. Hit. Let's see what these people want. Archer 3, Archer 3. Pop up their shield and block their attacks for the moment. Up. Nilith, there we are, level 10. What perk did you get? Please be a good one. Agility. You're supposed to be a melee fighter with an emphasis on vitality, and you get an agility buff. Highly disappointing. So, now if you were to start in the volcano, most of the time you'd start from this entrance right here. Primary reason is of the
You
brood.
can walk out of here with a bargain or a frown.
50 ice for 5 silver coins.
Farewell, exile.
If you start off the volcano with 5 silver coins, I think you can do it. Because the alternative is you have to basically use these guys as RNG loot boxes and try to take out a volcano thrall at level 1 before the heat stroke kills you. And given how fast it reduced my health, yeah, that's not happening. So, without starting with 5 silver coins, I really don't think it's possible to do a volcano only playthrough. And I guess I should define, like, what would I qualify as a volcano only playthrough. Also, Kushite Dancer. Waifu material or no? I'm not sure. Challenge-wise, Lions and Forgotten Clan members. We do need to hit up the Forgotten... We can pass through the Forgotten Clan on the way back. What are y'all chasing? Who are y'all trying to kill? No one?
What'll it be?
Yeah. Iced tea for silver coin. Again, so like even if you had 1, that would probably get you enough. That would probably get you far enough to, you know, maybe be able to take out more than 1. Although, so let's see. Hold on. I am just hot. Is there a spot up here where the temperature... Oh. Hold the phone. If I go up here... What? Very hot. Very hot. Ah, we're into extremely hot. Okay. But what if we took a drink? Is that enough? No, it is not. Why does it keep dropping to the bottom every single time? Because like it's apparently a bit cooler up here, but not cool enough that you could survive naked. There's other spots like that, just kind of. Is there a spot in the volcano that you can survive naked? Because if there is, and you have access to an enemy, and you're close enough to an ice distributor, then a volcano-only run suddenly becomes a lot more viable. Problem is the heat, not the boss? Yes. Like, the most dangerous thing in the volcano is definitely the temperature. The only reason I can run around with as much freedom as I do is purely because of, well, the end game level gear that I'm carrying. Super hot up here because all you need is just a location somewhere around here where it's cool enough that you can be naked and not die of heat stroke despite having no cooling buffs. Or and it also has to be close enough to an enemy that you could repeatedly kill until you got enough silver. Unfortunately, I don't think such a place exists. I was hoping the dungeon might, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So I just think you're kind of screwed in general, unfortunately. But, you know, if you allowed the caveat of, hey, we get a budget of 5 silver coins, which allows us 50 ice, and from there on out we have to somehow figure out how to get our weapons and gear with just 50 ice. You're not going to be killing volcano thralls by punching them to death, so it'd be curious. It would be a curious process, potentially a neat little experiment video if I was, you know, more into making Conan Exiles level content. But really, Conan's just what I just do it for fun. Now let's take out some forgotten clan members. Head down here. This is where Delincia comes from, actually. So, if any of you are playing and you want to find a Delincia Snow Hunter for your own, she has one spawn location around here. Plenty of undead in this area. Alrighty. So let's hunt a bunch of you down. Some bad guys.
Curse you! You picked the wrong fight!
Oh, 9 to go. There we go. Let's grab some Spectre coating. Another potential challenge would be, can you beat Conan Exiles with only looted stuff? And well, considering that you need to harvest certain enemies in order to get the key items to beat the game, the answer is technically no.
But could you do it without, like, farming anything? Ah, yeah. I mean, you could absolutely do a playthrough of the game only using stuff that looted off of bodies or in chests. Or at least you could. They've revised the loot tables since, so I'm not sure if that's still viable. But it probably is. After a while, Conan Exiles kind of becomes like Skyrim. It's almost trivial to play unless you give yourself non-traditional restrictions. Does she respawn if killed? Delencia? Well, the one that you make as your thrall, no. But Delencia is part of a random spawn. She'll just spawn in the place of a generic Sumerian fighter. So, yeah, if you kill a Delencia Snow Hunter once, you just gotta wait for the Forgotten Clan members to respawn. And she'll eventually spawn back at one of her locations. RNG is low, but not impossible. I've encountered her a strangely large number of times. Yeah, if you were to try to play the game basically just as a murder hobo, I think it'd be pretty viable. Yeah, this is another spot up here where Delencia can spawn. Place of one of these fighters. Vector coding is a very handy counter for the undead, so it's usually worth picking up. Anything in the feast class is good. The lasting feast is probably the most practical, because, well, at least for what I'm currently doing, because it gives you more carry weight. Do you have to fight Conan in the game? No. Conan saves you, and he's an NPC that you can talk to, but you don't actually fight Conan. There was apparently, at one point, a hypothetical boss for Toth Amon, but they still, as of yet, haven't actually put him in the game, even though his item, the Serpent Ring of Set, is supposedly something that you would need to beat it. They just dropped that as the requirement, because the Serpent Ring of Set is not in the exiled lands as of yet. Whether it ever will be is another matter. Although one little neat tribute to the lore is that golems are actually weak to star metal weaponry, which is apparently something from the Conan lore specifically. There's a couple channels that go into the lore of, well, kind of Conan Exiles, but really just Conan lore in general. And Conan Exiles is pretty lore accurate. I mean, yeah, there's some creative liberties taken. Ooh, alchemical decor. I did not know that that was a thing. That feels like a new recipe book. Forgotten Clan banner, painting, hardened brick, warhorn, sure. Master armor repair kit, alright. Sumerian brazier, sure, I'll take those. There's pretty good loot in there. Yeah, you're not wrong, random guy. Conan shows up, saves you, calls you a bitch, leaves. Here's the elaborate further. How you doing, Delencia? These guys, they're okay XP. book on the ground, which has recipes. I think I've already got all the cooking recipes. I made a point of going around to get them all. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so I've got 2 locations here marked on the map, which mark the locations of potential treasure spawns. If we're gonna walk home, we may as well see if we can bring some treasure with us. Extract another Sumerian feast. No, you need to defeat a handful of enemies in order to beat the game. One, of course, was the final Serpent Man in the Well of Skelos. There's also the Frost Giant King in the Temple of Frost. There's the Barrow King. You have to beat him. There's also a giant crocodile in, where is it? Yeah, Galaman's Tomb. You have to beat him. A pirate captain over at Jamila's Liberty. And the Reaper Queen in the Passage in order to create the Sandstone, which you assemble at the Sandswept Ruins. You need to beat the Witch Queen in the Palace of the Witch Queen. And Tyros the Deathbringer in the Black Keep. I think that's all the bosses that you need to beat in order to win the game. I think that's it. Everywhere else, I believe, is optional, unless I'm forgetting a boss. But I think that's all of them. You beat all of that. You beat all those bosses. Collect all the key items. Then you go out here to, I believe, yeah, Chaos Mouth. And around Chaos Mouth, there's a location that will allow you to craft the keystone. And when you activate the keystone, you win the game. Which, unfortunately, just means that your character takes off their bracelet, leaves the curse wall, and you need to make a new character if you want to play the game. So, you can beat the game, but it does mean like giving up everything you worked for. So, a lot of the time, the objective isn't to beat the game unless you're trying to do something like a speed run. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. There is one more. You need to go to the sinkhole, and there is an undead dragon at the very bottom that you need to take out. Forgot about that one. But that's the final. But that's the last one. You beat the undead dragon and get the Star of the Champion from it. See if we can find these treasure chests. Taming a dragon would be fun. I mean, it'd be interesting, but they have not made dragons as tameable pets. Mostly because, like, well, they're dragons, and despite them being flightless and essentially just giant fire-breathing reptiles, they do still have that kind of nature. I'm not even sure whether the Giant Kings ever actually tamed dragons. Brimstone. Treasure chest in here, yes or no? This is where it would actually be a good idea to use the Spectre coating. It essentially applies bleed damage. I can only... Oh, no, I can probably reapply the code. Hit it before it wears off. Drops Thorgar's fragment recipe, which I've already gotten that, but there's a ghost called Thorgar around here. Ooh, gilded harp, thank you. Carpet, sure. Parrot hammer, alright. Forgotten clan banner, Sumerian brazier. Why not? Yeah, you can, there's a ghost named Thorgar around here. If you collect 3 items from around this area and give them to him, he'll give you a recipe to some armor that, I mean, it's pretty good in the mid-game, but it's really not useful by the end game, which is unfortunate. Because it's neat, because there's not a lot of armor that you get through actually doing a quest of sorts. Whereas, like, for fashion purposes, there's a lot of armor that has more advanced versions that you can create at max level of defense, but not any of this specialist gear, so a bit disappointing. It would be nice if there was like a advanced Thorgar's armor or advanced like Frost Giant gear. You have to punish the asshole in Uranus. Yeah, there's a mod for that. Yeah, that's probably the best answer. There's a mod for it. Is there a chest in here? Yeah, so here's Thorgar. Yeah, you get the Pride of the Acer set if you manage to bring him all this stuff. Take here? Oh wow, so this is just your home. Okay, yeah, wow. Way to make me feel like an asshole. Problem is, the legacy of the Acer's greatest smith is unfortunately just not as good as it really could be. Things like what armor? Do I have the Pride of the Acer set in here? That under the survival tab. Pride of the Acer. Pride of Acer chest piece, armor value 147. Pride of the Silent Legion, 385. Although it is medium tier gear, so 147 for a mid tier chest piece. Compare it to a Turanian mid-tier gear. 59. So it's better than kind of standard mid-tier. What about Nordheimer armor? 93. That's good. Oh, here's the Pride of the Acer set. Compare it to Aquilonian. 147. Okay, so it is actually comparable with endgame mid-weight gear. That's actually pretty nice. I feel a lot better about that now. Seeing if there's a treasure chest around here. I'm not seeing it. Is there a third spot? Not that I have marked. Oh, here it is. So yeah, so this is what you need, or one of the things that you need, in order to get good enough to summon the purge. Well, summon a high tier purge. Two problems: you can't fight with it, and you can't run with it, and you can't jump with it. You like the Conan Thursday stream? Well, I will try to make it a regular thing. Because I like how it used to be a thing, but then it just fell out of the habit. And if you guys are going to show up for it, then sure. I'll stream Conan on Thursdays. I enjoy playing it. Gives me a good scheduled reason to try to grind up the battle pass a bit. I just have to drop here. Hit num walk for the auto walk, and this is going to take a hot minute. But what we'll do is we'll drop this treasure chest off with the rest of the horde, and then we'll see what we can do about expanding the base a little bit. And expanding the base will go significantly faster. Since, oh yeah. So yeah, this is a new thing in Age of War. Now they'll actually summon waves of enemies if you bring stuff around. That was not a thing in Age of War Chapter 1. That is a Chapter 2 exclusive deal. Yeah, because... and you know those aren't the locals, because there's no way that Darfari are hanging out in a place this chilly wearing that. Favorite game? Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, this game is like my comfort food. It's not super stressful, especially since I'm on a private server instead of a public PvP server. Go around, try to find all the various little secrets that keep getting added, grind out some battle pass stuff, and even just get more materials and expand the base. It's really got everything I like in the game, and yeah, not much else I'd really want to change about it. And maybe I could up the XP rate for thralls to power level them faster, but that would just be a matter of me tweaking some settings. That's for sure. Head down this way, cross my little bridge here, all the way back to base. Oh, looks like the Stygians want to get involved. Coins, spicy soup. Keep going. Can you accidentally yeet your sidekick? Yes. Yeah, your thralls will take damage from you whacking them. If you're persistent enough and you're hitting of them, you can destroy them yourself. So you do have to be careful of that. Oh yeah, and like Delencia is in very high tier gear now. It helps. that allies do take reduced damage, so you're not hitting them as hard as you do enemies. But it's been a problem in like multiplayer games where you have multiple clans trying to cooperate, as it's harder to identify who's your ally, who's not, and very easy to, well, defeat each other quickly, even entirely by accident. Called Tough Love. No. There's a weapon for that called Love Tap. It is a legendary mace, which does not deal damage. It just deals concussion damage. Ooh, did another Darfari spawn? Yeah, I guess another Darfari spawned. So, yeah, you can have Love Tap, and it's very useful as a mace for knocking out enemies. But, you know, you could also theoretically beat on your own thralls forever with it, and they would suffer no damage. Challenges, let's claim the reward for the Forgotten Clan members. Shoe emote. There's a lot of neat looking stuff in this season's battle pass. It's just, as expected, a bit of a pain to grind out. Beat lines, you gotta go to a certain spot on the map to do that, which I could build better teleporter infrastructure. Glowing goop? It's doable. Mountain goats, I know where they are. Again, just a matter of getting to them. Religious tool, I have one on hand, I just haven't bothered yet. And visit Met Kamozi's Spire. Again, it's just another location. Oh, and...
I can't believe it. Killed by a bleeding
Watch your
lensman.
flanks. Me and me mates are thick as thieves.
Oh, ooh, navigation chart, sure, gold coins, rhino head soup. Air gemstone, please. Yes, thank you. Can't load it on your horse, you can't load the treasure on a camel. Like, really, a good reason to build good teleporter infrastructure is to help get treasure around the map quickly. Especially now that NPCs will spawn to try and take it from you. Those are all spots that treasure can pop up. There's a couple treasure locations down here as well. I think these are all potential treasure spots up here at the pirate area. Also, the Black Galleon's got a few treasure places as well that I didn't bother marking. Female NPC seeing Blair wielding Love Tap. I'm in danger. Oh yeah, absolutely. If a female dancer sees someone sees someone wielding Love Tap, it's like, well, you're in for a long trip around the wheel. Oh, more Darfari. Danya. Ooh, hello. Do I actually have? Oh, that might actually be quite useful. So, there's a couple different ways to learn a religion. One is to find a priest of that religion out on the map and talk to them. But the other way is just to buy it for 50 skill points. But what you can also do is from enemies of a specific faction, get a religious consumable item, such as the Skull of Yogg. And then utilize that, and congratulations. I have now unlocked the Acolyte of Yogg. Are we there yet? We're getting close. Just got to get down to the river. Dude, did you... Oh. With the way that sound effect went, I thought that the result would be a lot bloodier. Now, here's a question for chat. Since I intend to be streaming Scarlet Nexus this Sunday... Oh boy. Hordes. I'll be honest, I know next to nothing about Scarlet Nexus. All I know is Dark Souls, anime, vampires. Whoa, jeez, what the heck hit me there? Probably nil with a pretty powerful shot. Not much else could have done that much damage to me. Anyway, so what I've been wondering is, do I use a male or female avatar? Like, personally, I could go either way, and because we could have anime ghost beating stuff up, or anime ghost waifu beating stuff up. So I might put a poll up on the channel, like Saturday afternoon or something. Dark Souls, anime, vampire. Ain't that Code Vein? Oh, you're right. That is Code Vein. What the heck's Scarlet Nexus? No, you're right. I was thinking Code Vein. What did I buy? Huh. I have no idea what the heck Scarlet Nexus is then. Hey, K-Plan, welcome. I guess we'll all be finding out what the heck Scarlet Nexus is. I've been confusing Scarlet Nexus with Code Vein. Oh boy. Yeah, I got no clue what the heck we're in for then. Yeah, no, if you deal with those guys, thank you. I don't know. I saw like Scarlet Nexus on sale, thought it was Code Vein, and bought it. So, I mean, I don't have anything else planned, so. It's almost that, though, just not vampires? Okay, so it's Dark Souls anime, but not vampires. I can dig it. Still doesn't really change the question, though. Male or female avatar. Because, like, we're all going to have to look at it. So, do you want to go with anime masculinity, or do we want to go with sexy waifu avatar? I'm wondering what the freaking get. I mean, the other game to consider might have been like Grounded, which is finally done, but that's another survival game in the same vein as Conan, so I don't want to have too many survival games. I'd rather have combat games on the go. Oh, whatever. We'll give Scarlet Nexus a try this Sunday and see after 3 hours whether we're having fun or not. Close your door behind you. Female or fluid pleasing to look at? Yeah, I kind of figured. Start walking here and I can feel the frames dropping. Bonus points for jiggle physics. That is true. Jiggle physics adds quite a bit to the experience, as it were. Let's see. Where's a good spot to place this chest down? Hey, Witardicus, welcome, welcome. That up, and then, yeah, here we are. So this is the boundary where all my treasure will count. Oh yeah, guys, I think YouTube also just has been dropping my subs every now and again. It's like, I don't know whether people just find me and then decide that they don't like me or something, but I find myself dropping down in like a sub or two every couple days. I don't know, just make sure that y'all are still subscribed, and bell will increase the percentage of notifications that you see, but by no means will it guarantee them. Down on our Serpent Man statues. Quite a few now. Not really trying to be too particular about where they go, just get them down in the boundary for now. I'll worry about making them look pretty later. There, yep. Head to the central column. Talk with this gentleman. Free thing that qualifies as a treasure. In, as well as a bunch of gold and silver. How's that setting us? So we can currently summon a level 6 purge. Gold bars are by far our biggest value, aside from a couple bountiful treasure chests. But I know we have more stuff upstairs. You need to move. Need to get set areas for the thralls and the mounts, because right now everybody's just kind of in the way. Yeah, the base is still a massive, just a big old cluster of everybody's tripping over everybody else. For answers, I've got this Hyrcanian dancer. It's okay. Not the biggest fan of the outfit or the hairstyle, really. We've got this Nordheimer entertainer. Vast tracts of land, but again, quite doing it. Good, but maybe an outfit change would improve her. Where's Valencia? Hear her walking around. We'll move a couple treasure chests into accessible locations, let's say. At least where they're closer to the central hub. Got stuff on the roof? Yeah, I got treasures on the roof that need to be moved down. And, I mean, you've got extra dancers, it's cool, but, you know, part of it is, like, catch it, like, bringing the dancers home yourself. Yeah, no, we got a bunch of treasure up here to move down. Place it down near the coffer. I used to have the coffer up top, so. I'll be honest, no. Freaking years of PvP have made me super paranoid to hearing someone else running and jumping around. That's the thing, like, a tier 4 dancer doesn't necessarily look any better than a tier 1 dancer. They got more HP and whatnot, but what does that actually matter if you don't intend to use them for combat, but instead as eye candy? Return that to the inventory. Slow as this thing makes you walk, it is honestly pretty impressive how you're able to carry this thing. I mean, given my encumbrance build, I can carry insanely more stuff physically, but you just kind of gotta let some game mechanics slide, really. Kind of nitpick over every bit of physics breaking insanity, then you'll never have any fun. Alrighty, so if I place all my treasures here, go back down to our record keeper. What are we looking at, man? What's the best purge we can get? Tier 8. I think we need like 100,000, so we still need another 20,000. So like another 4 treasure chests or statues or something of the like. It's funny because I could have sworn I had some of those like cats or whatever. Might have fallen through the map and ended up somewhere else. Once over. Looks like that's all of them. Alright, so we got about a half hour left. Oh yeah, I've also got like my brazier and whatnot. Earn. Harp. Aura. Pickaxe. Grab as much of the inventory as we can into random chests. inventories tend to fill up pretty fast around here. Materials. I'd shove a lot of this stuff in the fridge, really. Food, steak and eggs, honey jerky. Food, shove it in the fridge. Sex they never got rid of. Salt, some seeds, some bees. That's probably good enough for now. Righty, so axe out and just enjoy a harvest rate that is bloody insane. We're not getting 36 per harvest. Oh, no, 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 no. We are getting 360. Ten times harvest rate is absolutely bonkers. We're already at 13,000 stone. But like, if you want to make mega projects and don't want to use creative mode, this is more or less what you have to do if you're short on time. Encumbrance build, and just farm everything. There. I also tried to turn down the decay rate on items. Not sure how effective it was, but durability doesn't seem to be going down very much on this pickaxe, so it might have worked. See if we can get 50 grand. And then we'll turn it all in and start smelting it down into some better material. Alright, so that's 50 grand right there. Easy. Head to our smelter section. I also increased how effective fuel is, so never really have to harvest fuel anymore. Wow, yeah. I forget kilns have such a massive inventory, but yeah, I'm gonna grab some more ice and we'll see how much brick processes by the time I get back. Alrighty. Even with a fast kiln, oh, actually, you know, that's a tier 3 smelter, but hold on. We actually have a tier 4 smelter now. So what we can do is take the tier 3 smelter out of here, put the tier 4 one in, and speed things up just a little bit more. Upgrade all of our smelters. So in the interest of making things faster, rather than getting one smelter to do everything, we're going to split the duty between a bunch of different smelters. Reason you create multiple kilns anyway. Bricks. Upstairs. Through here. Through here. And we have one last dedicated smelter. With a whole bunch of stone consolidant, and their job is to turn brick into hardened brick. We got a crap ton of steel fire too. Again, insane harvest rates. Probably got a bunch of tar in this tannery. Yep. Add a whole bunch of tar to here. Here. This. Hey, make a crap ton of steel fire. Half of that is converted. Oh, so there would be mods for basically skin color changing. That's all that's really needed. But I don't know. Like, send me a link, like in Discord or whatever, and I can take a look at it. Again, private servers, so I can use whatever mods I want. Iron out. Get that cooking up. there. This. Reinforcements. That. This one. Specifically a tier 5 blacksmith allows us to make steel reinforcements for a fraction of the normal cost of iron. Conan stream been going well? Yeah, well, we did a dungeon, we gathered some treasure, so now we're just working on some build supplies. I'm going to spend the last 20 minutes or so trying to clean up the base a little bit, because it's, well, base is a bit of a mess design-wise. Like, I basically got all my building crafting stations crammed into one tiny donut ring. Just a huge amount of free space everywhere else. Brick. Raining. It's raining indoors because, despite all the advancements, they still have not found a way to make it not rain indoors. And you went specifically to the effort of building a shelter. Steps forward, one step back. Fine. Hardened brick with our steel reinforcements, some shaped wood, and we are able to create tier 3. And oh hey, I do actually still have some treasure. I knew I had a cat idol somewhere. What composite obsidian in here? What we need, we'll just head upstairs for the moment. Oh yeah, it's a bit of a logistical mess trying to figure out where everything goes. That there, here we go. This will be a section we can do. So 5 by 5 square. Yeah, that's just walls. So building pieces, pick out some. Wall. Be an interior wall in a minute. Pillar. Hey. Oh boy, now now I'm worried. Cause I'm like, oh boy, did I mess up on some placement here? Circle around because I want radial symmetry. Okay, no, I did. There is this one extra layer. I messed up on the radial symmetry. Oh boy, that's a lot of effort to correct. That's a lot of effort to correct. Facing the right way. Can't make a lot of these right now, but we've got our resources cooking, so. Hardened brick, that's usually the limiter because you require 4 times as much hardened brick as you do for all the other resources. So gathering stone en masse is usually the big chore part of this. Process it, hence why I've got all the smelters going full tilt. That's good. Sure. Hey, random guy, thanks for popping by for a while. We'll be wrapping up in about 15, so it's just going to be a bit of a building montage as I update the outer layer a bit nicer. But I've not cleaned up the core problem, which is that just big cluster. Definitely one of the better ideas they took from Valheim was this color-coded stability. Very easy to see like how you're adjusting from structure to structure. You not touching something? There's a stability issue here. Where things like the repair hammer are actually quite useful. So we just pop that out and see that that's got a stability loss modifier of 60. That's not good. Means, yep, if we clear it out, we need to continue this color. That's even worse. See? Gotta keep going down. There we go, stability 100. Hey, Sergeant Grinch, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm not gonna blame anyone for going to bed at a decent hour on a freaking Thursday night. Well, no, I'd be up this late regardless, but it's nice to have you guys around for some Warband Exiles stuff. Otherwise, I'd probably be working on minis. Maybe watching someone else stream something, who knows. Now we can climb up here. Five by 5 structure. Again. And once again, out of hardened brick. That's why I do a lot of the construction and farming off stream, because it's a time-consuming process. Might be enjoyable for some people to watch, but again, it's probably not everybody's cup of tea. Get this rough outline going. Yeah, just you can just imagine the sheer volume of stone that is required to build this bloody thing. It's nutty. There's no really other way to put it. It's absolutely nutty. And this is just the central tower. Is but one component of the larger plan. Are there any members of the warband that are boneless, soulless bodies? Well, I mean, technically, insects don't have bones because they have an exoskeleton. And as for soulless, well, I don't know, you'd have to ask Chaz about that. Whether or not he's got a soul, but he probably doesn't have bones. Yeah, we'll just let this go up a little bit higher. Pour myself one last drink for the night. I hear Nil running around. Not much. Am I short on anything else? I guess I am kind of low on steel reinforcements. $82. That's better. And hardened brick is our resource choke point. Now, I don't recommend going inside these doors because you're probably not getting back out once you do. Got the base structure properly figured out. Then I got to worry about, making it, I don't know about invasion proof, but definitely invasion resistance. That means proper anti-climb measures. Which that's going to be its own bundle of logistics and expenses. Wouldn't be right underneath me, Nil. If I fall and I land on your head while over encumbered, I'm probably going to crush you. As hilarious as that is for instant death effects, probably not super desirable. I made this design when I was figuring out how to illustrate the radius of the, what do you call it, buffer, but how it looks. Dose of stability as well, so I thought, you know what, let's make this kind of a thing. See how it looks? I can always change it up later if I don't like it. What? Or does it just not connect? That just doesn't connect there. Yeah, that's just a stability thing. Oh, the stability load is 80. Alright, well in that case I gotta dig down a couple layers and find out why it's 80 and not 100. $100. Stuff should just transfer vertically. Should build a tower to heaven. I'm kind of working on it. The problem is, well, we've only got a couple minutes, so I can't really show it off right now. But this game lets you build really tall. Like, insanely tall. Like, you see the highest peaks in the distance? Yeah, you can build above those. I don't know if there is a vertical limit to how tall you can build in this game. It's really quite ludicrous. So, building a tower to heaven, yeah, not even that far-fetched. Also, like I've built insanely high before using just very cheap materials. And I know one guy, he used his sorcery abilities to summon a flying creature to just see how high it could carry him. He was falling from the sky for several minutes. Oh, I see. There we go. That explains it. Stability 12. Oh yeah, that's consistent. There's a hole through the earth and you fell in, what would happen? I mean, I guess the way to figure that out would be to find a spot in the map where you can undermesh and then try falling through the floor that way. There are spots you can do it. I think the game is set to auto-kill you if you go that far out of bounds. But I don't think there's any penalties for being too high up. Or at least if there are, like, I have not found them, nor have I seen anyone else having found them. So, it'd be a neat idea to head out over some water, just build an insanely tall tower, and then jump off. So, yeah, maybe next episode we'll do like a Stairway to Heaven shtick. But we are just about out of time for tonight. I'm just going to find a little place to tuck myself right now. Preferably with Delencia backing me up. So thank you all for tuning in. Another Warband Exile stream. We'll try to keep this a regular thing. But I guess we'll all be finding out what the heck Scarlet Nexus is after on this Sunday. And keep an eye out for more Think Before You Sleep episodes. I've got a bunch queued up for every 2 days. So until next time, peace out, Warband. For no reason. Oh, if you fell through the earth in real life? Well, that really depends how much momentum. Like, first of all, we're assuming a tunnel that is lined with a heat-proof, indestructible material so that the heat from the core of the earth doesn't turn you to cinders, and the like core and the liquid core of the earth doesn't flow in and melt you. So assuming all of that and you fell through, it would really depend on your momentum, because gravity near the center of the earth is incredibly strong. So like, if you fell through, you probably, I would think what would happen is you'd probably almost come out the other side. But due to air resistance from you falling through, you'd be kind of stuck, and then you'd just fall back and forth in an endless loop until you were stuck suspended at the center of the earth. In which case, but at the same time, because you've hollowed out the core, it's going to have less gravity than the surrounding area. So far more realistically, you'll probably be dragged to one side or the other and just be scraped alongside it, endlessly falling sideways until death. So best case scenario, you end up weirdly suspended in the center, assuming that your gravitational distribution is equal. But since that's not going to happen outside of a perfect sphere, which the Earth is not, far more likely you're going to be repeatedly shoved against the sides of your indestructible tunnel until you are battered and broken and scraped to death. Sorry, when I realized you were talking about IRL, I had to answer that question. That's all. Peace out, Warband.